start to finish. But I got into the fold of Islam by studying. I studied my religion, Christianity, and found it wanting on so many different. And when I read the Quran, finished reading it all the way through, that's when I said I'm a Muslim.
You said this is.
I said this is the Word of God. I knew what the Word of God's supposed to look like, and I said this is it. And why weren't we told about this book before? And I embraced Islam at that point. Now, it was sometime later when I took the Shahada, but I didn't know what you had to do. But I started saying my prayers, I started reading my Quran, I started doing what I started practicing being a Muslim.
How long ago was that? How long has it been?
2002.
Okay, so this is more than
8 years,
now,
yeah.
inshallah.
And so I was the first one to take Shahada at that masjid in Ocho Rios.
Really?
Right. And one day after I'd called Central Masjid and talked to Sheikh Tijani.
Yes, okay.
I met them down at Central, and yeah, I had dreadlocks on at the time, and they met me at a nice meeting, bought me lunch. I was impressed, you know. I said, these guys are nice. And he called me up one day and said, a new masjid has opened up in Ocho Rios. It's on Main Street. See if you can find it. So I was selling my roots medicine one day, and I happened to see one Muslim man named Wali Adin standing on the railing. Now I knew that he was a Muslim from before. And so when I saw him, I realized, oh, this must be the place. I said, Wali Adin, is this the new masjid? He said, yes. And he was told to look for me.
Okay, so you were looking for the masjid,
he was looking for me.
Okay.
And so, you know, that's where I know. So now he's the one that told me also that I wasn't a Muslim yet.
Okay.
Because he talked to my uncle and he said to my uncle, yeah, Reggie's coming to the masjid, but he's not a Muslim. So I got upset when my uncle said this to me.
What do you mean?
Exactly. I said, what do you mean? He said, do you know, have you taken Shahada? I said, no, what is that? He said, unless you take Shahada, you're not Muslim. I said, well, let's do it right now. And on the spot, we sat in the circle, I took the Shahada, La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah, and he said, okay, you're a Muslim now. I said, okay, good. Now you can't tell anybody else that I'm not a Muslim, because you witnessed me take the Shahada. So that's how I became a Muslim. I saw my wife doing the miracles in the name of Allah, but I read the Quran. And that's what did. The miracles didn't do it. The healings didn't do it. That wasn't what pushed me. But it was the word, the very truth that was in the Quran is maybe embraced and said, no, this is it. This is the deed.
What is the most important thing you want people to know about Islam? The message of Islam.
The message of Islam is the very truth. There's only one religion. There's only one God. Anything that strays outside of the deen that was brought by the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is error. Right? Every prophet had their message. Right? And some prophets were given books. Some prophets changed the whole course of history. Moses was one of those prophets. Abraham was one of those prophets. David was one of those prophets. Jesus, the son of Mary, was one of those prophets. And Muhammad, the last of the great prophets. In fact, the last of all the prophets. No prophet coming after him. So the message I have for the people of Jamaica and the people that will hear this is that embrace Islam and practice it. Read the Quran and act on its instructions. Death comes before we know this life is finished, before we even get started. We become old and gray and tired, and then we're dead in our graves. When we're dead, it's too late. While we have life and we're alive with this energy that God has put in us, this is the time to find the truth and act on it. And there's no sense in finding the truth, knowing it's the truth, and not doing something about it, because it will be requited of us if we have actually found the deen and have just laid it one side and gone out with our lives as if nothing has changed. No, that's no good. We have to say our prayers, we have to give zakat, we have to fast, we have to go on Hajj if we are able to and can afford to. And what we can afford to do is give charity every day. A smile is charity. A good word, instruction, somebody asks you directions, taking something out of the way. That's all charity. It doesn't cost anything, right? And actually giving to the poor. That was what we're here for, right? To help our brothers and sisters along their way. Okay? So if we're not able to do that, then it doesn't make any sense what religion you are. Okay? Islam teaches, treat your parents like gold. Your mother and your father. These are the ones that brought you, especially your mother.
Anything else else you want to throw in there? Anything else you want to mention about Islam or Jamaica?
Jamaica needs Qurans. The people that are listening to this that can provide Qurans. Every Jamaican, when I went to school in Canada, at grade 4, we all got a New Testament and Psalms.
Yeah,
that should be done here in Jamaica to all the grade 4 students. Start with the children. And if somebody supplies that, the Ministry of Education, they'll condone it. We'll be able to hand them out, but we have to have the supply. So this is one thing we can think of. Supply more Qurans to the people so they can actually get the message.
They know what is the message of
They need to know what it is.
Right. Thank you, brother. May this be beneficial. May Allah grant us good in this life and in the hereafter.
Inshallah.
Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.